good, everybody? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson. Back at it again with the Christmas sweater on in April. I know y'all mad because y'all can't do this, but it's not my fault, man. But today we have a really good show. Before we start, give yourselves a round of applause for coming in and checking this out, man. It is a financial show, and you know my man came out here last time, and he really crushed it. I'm going to let him introduce himself and what his channel is about.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. I am accountant Jason Thornton. My channel is Pocket Watching with JT, Real Accountant Reacts. And what I do, I am a financial advisor. I'm licensed in both tax and financial planning. And my YouTube channel is all about reacting to finance and business related videos and really having fun with it, going over what's really good, what's good advice, what's bad advice. And the whole focus is to help you think like an accountant. Think like an accountant in your business life, your career life, and your social life.
All right, man. And I'm definitely glad to have you back and have your skill set back with us again. You know, the last time we were here, do you remember what we talked about?
Yeah. We definitely had to dig deep into what financial planning is, dig deep into the different BS financial advice that's out there. Yeah, we got into it. I loved it.
Okay. So guys, I'll put that first link in the link there that we talked about. But what we're going to talk about now is some of the myths, right?
Yes.
That a lot of black men are hearing on the internet that keep us broke.
Yes.
What are some of those myths that we are hearing?
All right, perfect. I want to go over three. I got three big money myths that are keeping people broke.
Okay.
Number one is you have to be a business owner to get wealth, right?
Okay. Let's deal with that one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay. Because now I know in certain countries that might be a little bit different, but in America, that's not the case. Why do people come with that myth? Talk to me about that.
Right. We live in a world where business owners have become rock stars, right? So instead of wanting to be a big time rapper or be a big time celebrity, singer, pop star, is like, I can be the next Steve Jobs. I can be the next big business superstar, Elon Musk, right? But that's not really the case, right? There was actually a study that took place. So Chris Hogan wrote a book, Everyday Millionaires, and he did a study on 10,000 millionaires, right? So he did a study with 10,000 different millionaires. Guess what the top three jobs that these 10,000 millionaires in America had?
What were they?
Number one job was engineer.
Okay.
Number two job was accountant.
Okay.
Number three job was teacher.
Wow.
10,000 millionaires. Those were the top three jobs.
Wow.
Yeah. And I think what's another thing is that hustle culture that's out there. And it's really just a scam, because being a business owner in the hood and social media, ultimately, a lot of times that turns out to be in a multi-level marketing scam, a pyramid scheme. And we lose multiple millions of dollars every year in pyramid schemes. And the part that pisses me off the most is no one ever wants to talk about it, right? No, your cousin got you in it. You put money in it. You know it didn't work. You didn't get your 10 people, because you know you got to get 5 people to get 5 people.
Right. And
when everything blows up and it doesn't work, you just move on to the next thing. No one ever says, hey, you know what, that Amway thing that I did, or this, that, and the other, that shit didn't work out for me. No one ever says that. And that's the problem, because what happens is the next person falls for it and the next person falls for it. So one of the biggest one is being a business owner is the easiest way and the best way to become a millionaire. And based on the studies that's going on, that's just not the case. You can get a good paying job, something that you like to do, and just make sure that you're being fiscally responsible, spending less than what you make and investing and saving. And out of the 10,000 millionaires that Chris Hogan did a survey with, top three jobs: engineer, accountant, teacher.
Okay. Now that's very, very interesting. for those of you guys that listen to this, because 10,000 is a lot of people. That's a pretty good sample size. What's the second myth?
Second myth, college, right? College is the best way to earning a lot of money. And I want to be careful with this and be clear, because hey, I'm a product of college. I'll tell anybody with 2 ears that I am a product of Howard University School of Business, right? I'll let them know. But this is the myth about college. People think, and they apparently they heard growing up, that simply going to college is your key to success. I'm sorry, it's not. There's a couple of more sentences that you go after go to college. It's go to college and get a degree in something that can make you money. One of the biggest lies that you've ever been told in go to school and follow your passion. Let me tell you something.
Teach.
No one's gonna pay you to follow your passion. If your passion isn't in a STEM field, if your passion isn't in medicine, law, if your passion is something crazy, off the ball, just something weird, no one's gonna pay you for something, right?
Right.
What people don't understand is there are a lot of college majors out there right now that wasn't made for you and me. These majors were set up for trust fund babies. So let me explain what I mean.
Right.
There are very wealthy families in America and throughout the world.
Right.
And these families have kids who don't need to work, but they still wanted their kids to have a traditional college lifestyle, college experience. So all of a sudden, these different majors popped up that really don't make you money, but it's fun to do. But a trust fund baby, that's someone who is a kid that's born to a very wealthy family, and they have a trust fund. They have a large amount of money in a trust that by the time they get to 23 or 24, they've got hundreds of thousands of dollars that's going to open up to them. Yeah, right. They can get a major in some crazy liberal arts degree, or they can study this and they can study that, and it's not going to hurt them, because back in the day, back in the medieval times, these were the people who would have been monks, right? So when you had real royalty, only the oldest son would become the king. What does the third oldest son do? What do? You don't want to split up the money. So they would send up that kid off to some school, to some monastery, something like that. And that's what these useless degrees are for. These useless degrees that people get aren't for working class folk, right? They ain't for the black man and woman in America. Those are for trust fund babies. So you can't just go to college and get a degree in anything and you're going to be successful. The debt that you're going to get and the useless information and the waste of time is keeping you broke.
Now, Pocket Watcher, let me ask you this, because I know it's off the record, right? But you're on YouTube now, and so many other professional brothers, man, that I ran into, the lead attorney, Antoine Wade, Andre Hatchett, guys that have, MBAs and stuff like that, big businesses and stuff like that, are also on YouTube. And one of the things a lot of black men don't really look at is your network. And you were telling me before, like, the show started, just our last show was able to open you up to other people. Let's talk about that. I know that, that's one thing that our people, man, especially our brothers, we don't understand, like, okay, like I have this knowledge, but I still need like other people in the network to do more. Let's talk about that and how you've experienced that by just being on YouTube.
Yeah. So I know from a young age, once again, I come from what I would consider a privileged situation. I come from a family of business owners. And I knew from a young age that your network, the people who are around you, will help determine your net worth, right? Let me explain what I mean by that. The amount of people, if you look around your closest friends, the people who you associate the most with, you're most likely going to reflect your tightest group of friends. And if your tightest group of friends aren't ambitious, they're not in the fields that you're trying to get into, they don't have the ability to hook you up in a situation that you need, you are never really going to get through and climb the ladder of success. So I was able to, one, meet with people through college that are now in places and positions. I'm talking about attorneys, doctors, people that I know. So when I need a help or a reference, I get business. Some of my first clients when I graduated from college were associates of my father, who's a business owner. So now being on YouTube, being interviewed by you, I'm getting DM'd and emailed by people all over the world. Some names that I would love to drop, but I ain't dropping them yet.
We're not gonna drop that on y'all right now.
We ain't dropping names yet.
We ain't gonna drop on you right now.
But I would say being able to link up with like-minded people, one, it's gonna give you the ambition that, hey man, I gotta get off my ass. I can't just be doing what I've been doing. I got O'Shea. I got to keep up with O'Shea. O'Shea is moving, and because he's moving, that's going to inspire me. I need to get up. If you're around a lot of lazy, shiftless people who aren't really motivated, who aren't trying to move in the area that you're trying to move in, you got to find yourself a new network of friends, people who are going to inspire you to keep going, and people who can also help you. Get into the rooms that you probably can't get to by yourself. Or
say that again. They didn't hear that. I don't, brother, Pastor. They didn't hear that. You have to bring that back. Bring that back, Reverend. You really. I'm gonna catch the ghost now. Go ahead on and tell them. These young folks need to hear this.
The people who you are around, your friends, your close associates, they can open up doors for you that you couldn't even imagine existed. But you have to be willing to get outside of your comfort zone. You don't make new friends and get introduced to people who are real power players in this world by sitting on your hands, hoping that things going to come to you. You got to get out there and be active. If you want something in this world, you got to get out there. And the people you associate yourself with are either going to uplift you and bring you up, or they're going to drag you down.
You better tell them.
So
that's why James Brown made that song. Ain't nobody got to give me that and open up the door. I'll get it myself. Right? That's real talk, because you know, my family, I didn't come from an entrepreneur background. You know, my family was like, you need to go to school and then get a job. And then when I got in my 30s is when I kind of realized, wait a minute, I got to be able to kind of like talk for myself. And I had one of my friends, I had a short mentorship with a Filipino millionaire, and he was just telling me a story, man. Like when he was working at 24-Hour Fitness, he got fired, but he knew his friend. His friend had a whole bunch of group homes in California. And shout out to Sean, man. He was, really, influential in my life, just for like a 6 months, man. And that's what told me, like, wow, man, I gotta surround myself with these other talented people, especially in the Black community, because, you can have that skill, but then when you have that skill, like what you have, is something to offer somebody else. And then I got something that you can benefit from. And boom, we can make the collaboration happen.
There's network groups all around. There's always someone where you can get in. You should find some sort of groups where it's like, hey, man, there's a group that has an attorney and we're looking for an accountant to come in because we also got this guy over here. And each one of you have a network and you just pass referrals back. When you hear of a job, I remember when I was a student and I was a member of the National Association of Black Accountants, they would always say, hey, there's a job opening here and there's a job open. We're going to help each other. But you can only help each other if you're doing something. Nobody's doing nothing, right? You got a bunch of friends who are sitting on the couch. They're not into what you're into. Those are not the type of friends you need to be around a whole lot. Now, I got friends that I was with high school, and when I see them, I see them. We have fun. We talk about the stuff that we did in high school. And then
gotta go. Hey, later. You know what I do when I see them niggas in the mall? When I go back home, I'm like, man, I hope this nigga don't see me. You ever do that sometime? When you be in the mall, right? You be ah, damn, man.
No, you be thinking to yourself, it's like, it's been like 15 years, man. Maybe I don't look the same. I got this beard now. Maybe he won't even know.
Oh, man. They're going to Jeremy, man. Hey, man, what's up? Man, damn. Then they want to call you and shit. You like, man, I was kind of hoping the nigga didn't see me. You know what I mean? Yeah, everybody do that. But it be like that, man, when you get to another level. So while you want to major in the right thing, add that up, like what the brother is saying, man, with that networking, man. Go to those conferences, man. Get involved.
Yeah, there's one point that I want to make before we move on.
Go ahead.
if you're going to a big school, like the big schools, the UCLAs, the huge institutions, if you are not making friends and building up your network, you might as well go to a small school and not pay a whole lot of money, because that's the true value of the big schools, the Notre Dames, the big schools. If you go to a big school, your degree versus someone who goes to a little small school is exactly the same. What makes yours more valuable is the network between the professors that you have that can help you and your colleagues, your classmates. If you're not an outgoing person and you're not going to actually network with the people at a big institution, you're better off going to school online for cheap. You might as well go to a junior college, because that's the true value of a big institution, a huge 4-year college where you're paying $56,000 a semester. If you're not shaking hands and making friends, I always told my friends I was a politician on that campus, baby. I was shaking hands and kissing babies.
Meeting everybody.
I knew I needed a network, because I knew I was going to be an entrepreneur. I knew that I wanted to make sure that people knew who I was. So if they were in a position to help me, or if I'm in a position to help them, I can make it happen. Some of my earliest clients were my classmates.
Right.
Because they knew me.
Right. It makes a lot of difference, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
It makes a big difference. So, along with that, man, like that networking thing is huge.
Absolutely.
And this even on his online business. A lot of guys don't, when you're on the social media content platform, that's what it's about, man. It's about networking in real life and online, man.
Yeah, so brothers got to work on their people skills too.
Hello, talk to him now.
Now, because
mugging.
Let me tell you something, man. I've got an older brother and I love him to death, but he does not have people skills. And his people skills was ultimately his downfall in life. Not being able to hold on to a relationship, because you got to understand, in business, that's all it is relationships, man. The difference between your favorite doctor and a doctor that you don't want to go to, or your favorite lawyer or a lawyer that you don't want to go to, yeah, that's skill level. But it's how do they make you feel? Can you create a relationship? Do you remember a person's name? Because remember, a person's name, there's no better sound to an individual than the sound of their own name. And if you say someone's name wrong, you get it wrong, or you pronounce it wrong, it's like nails on a chalkboard. So when you want to be real active and a good person to network, remember faces, remember names. Have it locked in, because if you could stick your hand out and you could shake a man's hand, look him in the eye, and remember their name and maybe a quality about them, man, doors will open. Doors were open. So you can't walk around mean mugging and no new friends, and I'm only about my big ones. And, hey, I've got a core group of guys that I've known since college, and we're tight. But hey, I can have some new friends, because my new friend right here, Mr. O'Shea Duke Jackson, has put me in a whole new era. I'm not just talking about the interview helped my YouTube channel. The interview has helped me in my professional life. I've got clients because of my brother right here.
Oh, thank you, man. You gave me a fire show. So, guys, I'm glad that the brother is really breaking this down, because a lot of black men need to hear this. That whole no new friends and that distrust we have as black men, we got to get out of that, man. Appreciate each other's talent so we can grow. And I love when I see these stupid comments, man. What black community? Ain't no black community. Shit, yes it is. You only people that say that because you broke and you stupid. Right. Those are the only niggas that say that. Go ahead.
I'm an accountant, and I have built my practice from the black community. When I first started my practice, all I had was clients from the African American community. That's all I had. That's it. There was no rich, wealthy, or even broke white people walking through my door. After the black community had, put their arms around me and let everyone know that I'm one of the best accountants in the area, that's when the larger community started coming through my doors. And I will never forget who got me here. And that's the black community. There definitely is a black community. I pledge a fraternity in college, Phi Beta Sigma. A lot of my clients are in the Divine Nine, sisters and sororities, brothers and frats. There is a black community. If you don't think it's one, it's because you're not tapped into the right thing. You got to get out there and meet and network. with people.
Standing ovation on my end. So let me talk about the third one, brother. Go ahead and preach. Tell us about the third one.
Here's the third one. I hate this saying, but people say it all the time. Fake it till you make it.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, my Lord. Fake it till you make it will leave you absolutely broke, right? Fake it till you make it is just a saying that people say because it makes them feel good to buy stuff that they know they cannot afford, right?
Hello.
The question is, who are you really faking? You're not faking me. I know that you broke, right? Just because you got the Gucci bag and the Gucci sandals, but you got on a dirty white t-shirt with that Gucci belt, it's like, who are you faking it for, right? The richest people who walk through these doors and the people who I meet online, they are people who play down their wealth. The richest people play down their wealth. They do the exact opposite of fake it till they make it. These are people who are worth multi-millions of dollars, but if you saw them walk down the street, they've got on a t-shirt that probably has no brand on it, some blue jeans that probably cost less than $50, and some tennis shoes that definitely cost less than $100. But yet and still, they're not living paycheck to paycheck. They have a retirement fund that has probably over $500,000 in it, and they work a job that they enjoy, and they live a life with very minimal stress because they're not worried about trying to keep up with some sort of competition on social media, trying to make sure that they look like they're rich. I'd rather be wealthy than look rich. So fake it till you make it ridiculous.
Let's talk about that, man. Because that happens not only in Black America, man, but I see that all the time. When I was talking about in Africa, for Black men, man. Again, we talked about the last show about how chasing women. We talked about that.
Yes.
You lose a lot of money chasing women, and that comes back to this part because a lot of brothers, instead of saving that money, they the sisters, man, especially in the Black cities, the St. Louis's, the Detroits, the DC's, the Atlantas, Jackson, Mississippi. They like to see a brother, man, that's wearing his life savings. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because
it's hard.
That's the only way that they can distinguish from wealth. They don't know, right? It's the reason why a peacock, the real colorful one, is male, right? We're talking about peacocks. That's what we are. We try to wear our wealth and just present our wealth because we don't have a better way of communicating to females our value other than trying to show it to them based on what we wear, what we drive, the type of bag that we have and things like that. If we could tap into understanding how to communicate our value to women in a different way, we would be in a better position. But yeah, chasing women will absolutely leave young brothers broke. I'm telling y'all over and over again, when you're between the ages of 17 all the way up to 25 or 30, that is the time to grind and build wealth. And there is a bunch of different ways that you can do that. I'm gonna make sure that I produce content on my channel to let you know basic steps that you can do that. But just think about this. All the money that you wasted in your lifetime simping on women, if you could have invested that money, where would you be right now? And what quality of woman would you be able to pull with that money?
Wait a minute, you gonna make me start crying. Cause I'm looking back at my own life right now. Slow. Hold on, let me get some sad music right now, somebody. I'm looking at my life nigga right now. As you said that shit, I'm like, ooh. But say it again. Keep the music going. Say it
Think
again.
about it now. Think in your mind and add up all the money that you wasted on simping for women. I'm talking about the dates, the flowers, the clothes that you bought, all the things that you did to simp on women. If you could have simply took that money from simping and put it over here and invested that money in yourself, for one, to make sure that you have the qualities that you need and the skill set and the education that you need to be a high value individual, and also putting that money to work for you in either rental property, the stock market, mutual funds, things like that. What quality of life could you have right now? What quality of wife could you have right now instead of wasting that money on simping? And so this is a word to the wise to all my young brothers out there.
Hello.
Don't waste your money simping right now, man. It's time to invest. The fun girls are going to come and go regardless. You're going to get the fun girls no matter what.
Right.
But if you invest all that money that you would throw at simping and put it into yourself for skills, education, and actually putting that money away so it can grow and work for you, the quality of life, quality of wife that you're going to have is worth way more one to the girls you're trying to simp for right now. Absolutely.
I mean, that is definitely the truth, man. Definitely the truth. Brother, man, you have come through here and crushed it once more again, man. And, you know, tell the brothers, man, you know, I got to be an asshole, right? But let's say if I'm a guy on the fence, man, if I was to subscribe to your channel, man, why would I subscribe to your channel? Tell me, give me some reasons why I would do that.
All right, number one, if you are in a situation in your life and you don't know where you want to go financially, where you want to go career-wise, or even if you're hearing something out there in the world about how you should spend your money, how you should save your money, how you should invest your money, coming to my channel is going to give you the real cold, hard facts. You are getting this information not from an internet personality. You're getting this information from a licensed accountant. I am a financial advisor that is licensed in both tax. So I represent clients before the IRS. I do tax settlements. I come in when a client's being audited. I represent them. We try to make sure that they go from a bad place with the IRS to a good place with the IRS. So this isn't just me talking. I do this in real life. I represent people before the government for tax issues. That's one license that I have. The other license I have as an investment advisor. I actually am licensed from the government to sit down with people and explain to them how they can reach their long-term financial goals based on the way that they spend their money, save their money, and invest their money. You cannot do that without a license, but the internet is the wild, wild west, and you can have people doing it all the time. But that is unlicensed advice. When you come to my channel, you know you're getting information from a source that you can rely on.
You heard it best, man. So good looking for everybody coming in. Pocket watching with JT, man. The new guy around town. We'll see what he'll do, but he seems to be all right with me. And I appreciate the brother, you know, for coming on and building with us and giving us great content, because this is kind of content that we need to have. And it's shows like this that make me sometimes I want to stop doing collabs, but it's shows like this, man, that make me still hungry to go out and work with the brothers, man, because this guy is really talented. I want everybody to go subscribe to him in the first comment pinned to the top. That's the Pocket Watching with JT channel, Real Accountant Reacts. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. We out.